The fact of the matter is that Pokemon is exploding right now, and there's a lot of news out there in the world of Pokemon that is very exciting. And of course, let's go ahead and talk about that possible Pokemon Presents. Could it be happening this month? I am your host, Mike Odyssey, and if you want to motivate me and push me towards talking more about Pokemon, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment. Okay, let's go ahead and start this Pokemon news video with something that's extremely sweet. Here is a look at different Pokemon Krispy Kreme donut. Yes, you heard me right. Donuts by Krispy Kreme, which by the way are among the best donuts in the world. Inspired by none other than Pokemon. Let's go ahead and read here at My Nintendo News. As we previously reported, Krispy Kreme has teamed up with the Pokemon Company to produce scrumptious Pokemon-themed donuts. Now we have a look at all the designs which will be available across the United States. The collaboration is in celebration to the franchise 30th anniversary and will be available beginning Tuesday, the 18th of August. There is Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, and a Pokeball to collect and devour. And I have no words. Look at how amazing these designs look and how delicious they are. I'm gonna try to get my hands on them, do a taste test. I'll put myself, in harm's way and try these Pokemon donuts so that you guys don't have to. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. In other Pokemon news, I've covered this in a previous video, but I wanted to add it to this one just to kind of bundle up with all the amazing Pokemon news. We have here Chepshy Nick, credible leaker, says Pokemon Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire ports planned for Nintendo Switch late September and October. Now, why is this very important? It says here planned for late September and October. September is just next month, and later in this video, I'm going to tell you why this makes sense. Let's go ahead and read here really quickly here. It says here, video gamer leaker Chepshy Nick has said on X that a Pokemon Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire ports for the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 are planned to be released late September, early October. The ports of the classic Pokemon games have yet to be confirmed by the Pokemon Company, but we're expected to be coming. Hopefully, we won't have to wait too long. All right. So I'll go ahead and get into why this makes perfect sense later in the video after I cover a couple more Pokemon little news here, and then I'm excited because there's something on the way. Another news here we have is from Central Leaks. Central Leaks says Pokemon Winds and Waves will be directed by Hiroyuki Tani and Katsuhiko Icharu. I just mispronounced those names. I'm so sorry. Central Leaks is reporting that the long-awaited Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive Pokemon Winds and Waves will be directed by Hiroyuki and Katsuhiko. This is notable as previous generations have been directed by Shigeru Omari. Now, these two directors were the directors for the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC and the Scarlet and Violet DLC. So they have been promoted from DLC directors over to the mainline first next gen Nintendo Switch 2 2027 Pokemon Winds and Waves, which is a big leap, right? Good. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys familiar with these directors, and how excited are you for Pokemon Winds and the Waves? Now, in other Pokemon news, we have some information that might be bad for some people, good for others. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. The Pokemon Company has announced that Pokemon Bank, which started life on the iconic Nintendo 3DS system, will shut down February 26th of 2027. And users will need to use Pokemon Home. Okay, that's not all, as the Pokemon Company also announced that Pokemon FireRed and Pokemon LeafGreen will link to Pokemon Home in October, and those of you who have completed your Pokédex will be eligible to receive the mythical Pokemon Celebi on the mobile version of Pokemon Home. Again, if you are using Pokemon Bank, then you have to migrate your Pokemon over to Pokemon Home if you have not done so yet. And this is the last Pokemon news before we head into the main topic of the day, and I will tell you what it is. It's exciting and has to do with the Pokemon Presents. Okay, so it says here, Pokemon Pokopia has sold over 5 million copies worldwide, which is incredible. Pokemon Pokopia, the first Pokemon spin-off for Nintendo Switch 2, has sold over 5 million copies digitally and physically. Pokemon has already managed to become the second highest selling title for Nintendo Switch 2, behind only Mario Kart World, the first party launch title released in a bundle with the system. That's incredibly amazing for it to be already the second highest selling game on Nintendo Switch 2. You guys, I know a lot of you guys here are crazy about Pokopia. I hear it on Reddit, I hear it in the comments, and 5 million copies, the second best selling game, only behind Mario Kart World, which was a launch title. If Pokemon Pokopia would have launched last year, then I'm sure it would have been the biggest selling game for Switch 2. So congratulations to Pokemon Pokopia. All right, so now on to the main topic. What if I told you that there's a possibility that we might have a Pokemon Presents happening this very month? And it makes sense because first, we are already towards kind of almost the end of the year. We got the September Direct that really talks about the end in the holiday season of this year plus next year. We have 2027, which is a Pokemon Winds and Waves year, and well, we need to hear more about this game plus other things, right? The number one thing I want to point out to them, number one reason why I believe we can have a Pokemon Presents this very month is, well, Chef Shy Nick is a leaker with a good crack record. What the heck is a crack record? With very good cred. Okay, very good cred. Street cred. Evidence number one. Chef Shy Nick. The earlier news we went over today. Pokemon Ruby Emerald Sapphire ports planned for late September, early October for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Now, Chef Shy Nick has a really good track record, and well, having these games launch on Nintendo Switch around this season, it makes sense that they announce it in August and then they come out in September or early October, mostly September, right? Exhibit 2, if we look at the track record that we have here with Pokemon Presents happening in August, we can see here past broadcasts. The first one happened in August 18, 2021. This one was with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. We have two similar games coming out according to Chef Shy Nick, right? Retro games. That's the second one here, August 3rd, 2022. This one's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, okay? And then August 8, 2023. My guess is this is the one where we first saw Legends ZA, right? We first saw the teaser of Legends ZA coming out to Nintendo Switch, right? And so if you follow this pattern, then 3 out of the last 6 years we've had a Pokemon Presents in August, leading to a major Pokemon game. We have a major Pokemon game coming in Winds and Waves, plus we have this rumor of these 2 other ports. All right, it's the pattern. It's like what follows after. And so this is evidence number 2. Evidence number 3, me. I'm evidence number 3. I just have a feeling. That's it. I have a feeling. I've had a almost perfect track record with my feelings this entire year. I've already predicted that Nintendo is following a similar schedule to 2024 in February, and this is exactly what happened. People were waiting for a Nintendo Direct in February. I said, no, we're getting a partner showcase and an indie Direct. Exactly that happened, and then the following Direct in June, and that's exactly what has happened, right? And so I've also said, hey, Nintendo is going to go big with Zelda, right? And what's happening? We're going to go big with Zelda. We have a Switch 2 Zelda theme. We have a controller Zelda theme. We have Ocarina of Time. We have the movie. We have possible theme parks. I predicted that from the very beginning. And so I'm just predicting this now. August Pokemon Presents. Okay, why August Pokemon Presents? Because the pattern kind of is the similar one. We're expecting a Pokemon Winds and Waves game, right? And of course, we have that rumor of the 2 games coming, being ported to Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. It just makes sense. And there's so much more that Nintendo wants to show us about Pokemon Winds and Waves to show off the full power of the Nintendo Switch 2. And so let me know your thoughts below. Are you excited for a possible Pokemon Presents happening this very month? I would say later in the month, and then September we get that Zelda Direct with the general Direct for next year. But August, I'm leaning towards more a Pokemon Presents happening towards the end of the last week, 3rd and 4th week of August. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited for all things Pokemon news? And of course, are you excited for this possible present? I'll see you guys in the next one. Before I let you go, never give up. Journey on. Peace.